Hey there folks, welcome to this video, and here today I'm going to be talking about the WRC calendar for 2020. Now, we haven't actually got the final one yet. If you want to see a video about me speculate about why it's been delayed, you can check that out in the description below. It's passed just over 100 views, and I would say thank you to everyone who has supported that so far. What I'm going to be talking about is two rallies that have confirmed their dates, well, as of now, which are Rally Monte Carlo and Rally Sweden, and a couple of other little speculations I've heard. So, the first is that the first two runs have confirmed their timetables, and they are ones that are, kind of contracted to do World Rallies for next season. So, Monte Carlo is the 20th to the 26th of January, and Rally Sweden is the 13th to the 16th of February, which has been roughly around the time that they've been at since they returned to the calendar together in 2012. Of course, Monte Carlo sitting out few years when it was part of the IRC. And like I said, it's not really a surprise. It is a surprise that we're hearing the rounds being announced at this point without a full calendar. But then we're getting all other kinds of speculations. So for example, we've heard speculation today that Kenya will be a 3-year deal for 2020, 2021 and 2022, which potentially rules out any kind of rotation deal for it, unless that rotation will be after 22, so they take 23 out, come back in 24. But it'll be nice to see the Safari come back. I mean, it won't be in the same kind of form as it was, of course, due to restrictions on rally lengths, unless they decide to give an exception to it. But it'll be definitely fun to have on there as a new rally. We're still seeing the speculation that Turkey will go, which will be a shame, but it'll be kind of understandable since, Tommy Macklin hasn't been too impressed as a boss. But that's more because he doesn't understand why we can't have run flat boosters brought back into the WRC to essentially prevent tyre shredding punches. And he's even suggested, we should put in for 3 rallies like Turkey, Sardinia and Mexico. It looks like, as well, for a couple of rumours, that Spain could potentially move back to being all tarmac, which I'm actually in favour of. I think there's the chance they could be relocated as well. But the reason why I'm in favour of it isn't because I don't like the idea of a mixed surface rally. I think the fact that we have something like that is amazing. I think the fact that San Remo back in the day did it as well was quite fun. But if we want mixed surface events, what we should do is take the events that are currently gravel only and make them mixed surface. Not take the ones that are tarmac only and make them mixed surface. And the reason for that is quite simple. We don't have tarmac rounds on the calendar much anymore. In fact, the only pure tarmac ones that we have are really Germany and Corsica is still looking at being one that gets the axe. It depends if you want to argue Monte Carlo, I'd say, because Snow and Ice, it isn't a pure tarmac event. But then, of course, global warming could mean that it very much is. Elsewhere, I've seen speculation that a Rally GB could potentially go to Scotland. This is part of a wider thing involving Northern Ireland as well. It'd be interesting given what happens regarding, say, Brexit. Scotland would likely be a gravel event. This is the main reason why I'm backing Northern Ireland as a potential one-off or something like that, because again we don't know what's going to happen there post Brexit. I know that Northern Ireland would most likely be a tarmac event, which would be fun. Personally, I'd like to see something like the Isle of Man being used, because iconic international tarmac rally. But those are the speculations I've seen for now. Also that Japan would be a season closer. And that would also make sense. But what I would like to see is them trying to do what F1 has said it's trying to do with its calendar. I'm going to talk about the F1 calendars probably sometime this week. What F1 has tried to do is group events together. So whilst you have the events like Bahrain and Abu Dhabi at different ends of the season, you group events like China and Vietnam on the 2020 calendar together, or Zandvoort in Belgium, or USA and Mexico. It's a way of cutting costs for logistics, and I think they should do that even more and make it more kind of, okay, we'll be in this region at the start, this region at the end. But of course that messes up the timelines for races such as Suzuka and Melbourne. Potentially. But I think the WRC should do that. They're looking at ways to make it more kind of cost effective. And right now they're keeping capped at 14 rounds with the potential for rotations because teams don't want to do more rounds because, well, it's expensive. Unless you want to switch to a 2-day format, so like a Saturday and Sunday, teams don't want to do 14 rounds of the calendar, which is fair enough. In fact, it's something I talked about in another video about does the WRC need more manufacturers and how can it get them, which again you can find in the description below. Yeah, just to wrap this up, we're told now to expect it sometime next month, the calendar. It'd be good if we could get the calendar before Rally Spain. I wouldn't be surprised if they announced it around the time of Rally GB, especially if they're going to keep Wales, because we don't know what's happening with Rally GB. We're supposed to think that it could be a rotation to Northern Ireland, but we don't know yet. And yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy what I was talking about, please like and subscribe, especially if you don't agree with me, because it means that I know there are people who are coming here because it's the topic, not necessarily my viewpoint. And I hope to see you around soon. Bye for now.